cool. We'll use that as a nice hard cut. We'll just go into everyday life. Well, Cammy, it's Tuesday, hence the name Tuesday Show. Our first Tuesday show, mind you. And I'd just like to know, how's your week been up to this point?
My whole 2 days.
Your whole 2 days of your week thus far.
I mean, not amazing. A little bit of personal stuff going on, which is not great. Sick of lockdown because in jolly old England we're still in that.
Yay!
But yeah, but I'm okay. Light at the end of the tunnel. Video games exist.
Video
Films
games are
exist.
good.
Video games are
Movies?
good. Movies,
Don't forget
love
about
movies. I did my degree in films and TVs and movies.
There you go.
So,
I'm doing my degree in horribleness.com.
Ooh.
Basically, is what I've had so far. My week, I would say, I think I have to withdraw from a class because
Oh.
my teacher's he's already given up. He has tenure, except he's not doing anything with it. He starts every class with like a Rick and Morty quote because I think he just really likes Rick and Morty. And I was like, that's great. I like Rick and Morty too, but I'm here to learn math. And so his TAs are just frantically trying to teach stuff. It's like, it's kind of like an oblivious ship captain. And he's like up on the thing and he's like, finish painting. And like the ship's sinking and everyone's trying to shovel out water. And they're like, no, there's water in here. And he's like, I remember this episode of Rick and Morty where Mr. Poopy Butthole. And it's just not helpful at all.
Oh.
He says stuff like this is really difficult and you're not going to understand that. I understand it because I've been doing this for years. And then just moves on. Like that's his character.
Wow.
I don't know
Nice.
how to process it, so I have to withdraw. And plus, he uses this. I don't know if you ever had to do. Did you ever take any online classes?
No. I was lucky enough that I was basically all I had left to do was finish my dissertation when lockdown hit. So,
well, there you go. Like for what they're doing over here, for like math class, for a bunch of classes, is they're giving you this program. It can be. It's like there's a bunch of different ones. The one I'm familiar with is Honor Lock. And the best way to describe it is just something that locks down your PC so you can't cheat. Except it doesn't do it quite right. It bricked one of my hard drives the first time. And I had to get a new one. That was while I was working on The Last of Us Part 2 critique for Luke.
oh no.
And so I lost a good bit of work from that. And I was like, fuck this. And I withdrew that semester. Came back this semester. Two of my professors were like, we can't use those anymore. Everyone's having troubles with them. But then, of course, my math teacher, Rick and Morty fella, was just like, no, I don't want you to cheat. And so he set up this test. And I want you to... This test he set up was over 2 days. We had a questionnaire available from 6 p.m. to midnight.
Yeah.
That was like, it's worth 23 points on the test. But if you don't get 18 of them right, you don't get any points. And I was like, that's kind of a weird break, but whatever. And so I did it, and I was like, great. And you got feedback on it, too, right away. So it was like, you knew if you were getting the points or not. So I knew I was getting the points. I was like, perfect. I didn't realize what he wanted us to do the next day. Basically, you go to bed, you wake up at 7-ish, and you're supposed to, on your computer, set up Honor Lock, have it lock down your PC, have like your webcam show the person monitoring your room to show you're not cheating, show them like your phone and everything, your hands, the papers you have, because it's basically prison at that point. They've locked down your personal property and are saying like, you don't get to do nothing until this is all squared away. And then for 2 hours, you have to take the test. And that 2 hour span, you have to, like, once you're done with it, you still have to be on Honor Lock, just sitting there. So, like, you're in a classroom. Then at 10 a.m., he wants us to come into class and then do a written portion in math class. He does this thing where he wants, like, to help us understand it, he wants us to write like an explanation of how everything works and then solve it. But I think in this case, literally, actions speak louder than words in math.
Yeah.
Like, that's the whole
maths.
point.
It's not English. Just
it's logical statements. So like he wants you to write down logical statements in your own words, so you can't if like things are too similar. It's like I think you may have plagiarized. Like he's coming down on people for nothing. It's ridiculous. So that's how my week's been.
what an idiot.
I quit vaping for a week and then was like, damn it, and I jumped back on it. Don't clap yet. It's, it's a tough thing to kick that vaping mule, but I'm doing better with it. Doing it
That's
less.
good.
I was doing it so much. I had this little one that just like I think you saw it a few times. Maybe it showed up in a few episodes.
Yeah.
To press start. It was just it tasted delicious. I could hit it anytime, anywhere, and I would just do that all day, all night. It's just what I did, and then I was like, fuck it, and I threw it away. Was off of it for like a week, and I was like, I'm gonna go to these little things that are much worse for you, but I'll be able to use it less. But I don't know how it balanced out because I was doing it so much before with that other one. I know it's bad. I'm bad, and I'm trying to be better with it. So stay tuned if you want to hear the arc of Jacob trying desperately to
Jacob's
quit
recovery story.
That's right. My very basic rehab of not vaping nicotine anymore.
Everyone tweet him.
There's a cat.
That's not my cat. I don't understand what she wants.
She wants
because I moved her food out of the room.
Well, I'll tell you what. She wants to hear about the Tuesday show, which is what we're doing now. She's so excited.
She's left.
Oh well. Right as I try to do a plug. Animals are, of course, the smartest creature in the kingdom.
Not this one. This cat's stupid as hell.
It doesn't know what opportunity it's missing out on. The fun that could be had.
What an idiot.
On the Tuesday show. What a goddamn fool. Dumb bitch cat. Anyways, here we are. And I want to talk about video games.
Yeah.
And the thing about video games is that right now we're at this is one thing I hate. You reach a point where it's like there's one big story. Everyone's talking about that story. It gets all the attention. In this case, it's Cyberpunk. And I've been playing Cyberpunk. I'd like to share my thoughts on it. But I know
you finished it?
I haven't finished it yet. I've been doing
okay.
I want to do everything and then finish the game. Mm-hmm. But by what I've played right now, I think it sucks. I think it's genuinely like say whatever you want. Like I think the city is great. I think the characters can be fun, even though a lot of the time they're not very fleshed out. Specifically, a certain Keanu Reeves character, Johnny Silverhand.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a really good game there. It's a really good setting. It'd be an awesome tabletop to play with some people. But my God, as a game, it wants to be Grand Theft Auto and Fallout 4 mixed together, kind of.
Yeah.
And bring in the best of both worlds. But it forgets what makes both of those great. And so everything just gets bogged down, and it's so simple. Like, every once in a while, I'll be like, I just want to do something fun. So, like, get on one of my motorcycles and ride through the city. And, like, the motorcycle controls are very simple, but if you crash into people, nothing happens. There's no consequences, really, for crashing your motorcycle a lot of the time. You'll just
sometimes half a ton of police will spawn right in front of you and shoot at you.
That's true. That's a lot of fun. Thanks, CD Projekt Red, for that one. Because your police AI is... that's the thing, too. Like, the stuff you would have fun with in those games, like, fucking around. Like, in Fallout 4, you would do a quick save and just go berserk on people. And, like, just try to kill as many people you can that you would be friends with in a normal playthrough, but just to see if you could do it. And it's like, you die, all right, I'll reload. You can't do that in Cyberpunk because...
No.
The police are so powerful and they spawn so quickly they can't do it. And on top of that, if you're playing Grand Theft Auto 5, sometimes you want to see how many stars you can get. So you just start wreaking havoc. And the police come in realistically as you're doing that. In Cyberpunk, you can't do that. So it's missing the two just mess around fun things you can do in those games. And it replaces it with cutscenes and cars.
Keanu Reeves
is there, and he's basically the Joker.
Yeah, we've talked about that, right? Not on this channel, but
we've talked about it a bit. We were going to do a video on it, but our format for that video did not work out so well, so it's going to be a live stream now that we might be doing after this airs. So stay tuned for that if you want to hear us talk about Batman Arkham, the 4-game Arkham series, of which you haven't played Arkham Origins, I believe.
No, I haven't. I've heard it's not as good as the others, but I don't know. I haven't played it.
I think it's pretty good. I played it around Christmas time when the game's set, so it was like really it was
Yeah,
atmospheric, and I was like
you were into
15,
it.
super into it. I think it's fun, but those games, for those of you who don't know, in Batman Arkham Knight, slight spoiler for it. If you've seen a trailer for the game, chances are this already got spoiled for you. I think. If not,
Yeah, it's more like spoilers for Arkham City, really.
yeah, more like so. The Joker dies in Arkham City. That game
Yeah.
came out a long ass time ago. It's fantastic. You should play it. It's not going to ruin the game if you know that the Joker dies at the end because,
No.
in my opinion, with spoilers, if I hear them, I don't really care as long as the story's good around it. If I hear a spoiler and then I go into
Mm.
it and I don't like it, chances are it's because like the story like around how that happened wasn't very interesting. If like you
Yeah, that's
heard
fair.
if you heard in the happening, it's like it was the plants all along. You'd be like, "Oh, okay." And then you go into it. And then have you seen the happening, Cammy?
No.
All right, I'm gonna save you a bunch of time, real quick, because
Okay.
no one should see this movie. It's
Okay.
it's almost so bad it's good, not quite. It's an M Night Shyamalan movie. It's got Mark
Oh,
Wahlberg in it. I think Mark Wahlberg, and he goes,
yeah.
"What? No!" That's like the iconic scene. That's like his emotion. This old lady's like, "You were gonna try to kill me. What? No!
No. I
Give
think I
me a
have seen a clip of
minute."
it.
It's got some really funny moments in it. But if I heard that spoiler, I'd just go into the movie like, okay, and then I'd still think the movie sucked. Not because of the spoiler, but because Mark
The rest of it
Wahlberg
sucks.
isn't a human. He can't act like a human. He's a big bag of meat, and he can be funny when he's with a teddy bear,
Uh,
and Seth
big meat
MacFarlane's
bag.
voicing it. But I just whatever we were talking about before. The point is the Batman Arkham. Johnny Silverhand is to V what Joker is to Batman in that game, in Batman Arkham
Yeah.
Knight. But the Joker is already a developed character that you enjoy seeing and has a
Mhm.
lot of fun stuff to say. He shows up in interesting ways. Johnny Silverhand most of the time is like leaning up against something. He's like, I can't believe you did that. It's so dangerous. And you're like, shut up, Johnny. I cannot believe you, man. We were supposed to be rebels. Away you go, Johnny, and you take a pill and make him. They actually added a game mechanic where you can make him disappear if you don't want to hear from him, because
Yeah.
I think they realized, fuck, as much as we love Keanu Reeves, this is annoying. All right, there's you can have too much ice cream, CD Projekt Red. Cut down on the ice cream, and like throw in just a little bit of salsa.
Can you have too much ice cream though?
Yeah, you don't
Mm.
reach a point where you're like, okay, I have eaten 16 gallons of ice cream, and boy oh boy, the company gave me 32 more. And I
I
could
really
eat
like
that.
ice cream.
But would you eat 30? Okay, so if I get you 16 gallons of ice cream, you would sit down and just eat away for, let's put it in get like video game terms. Like you would sit down there for
Hmm.
like 2 hours and just eat away
Mm.
at it. Or would you want to have like a little bit
Hmm.
mixed up? Because like the fun of ice cream is that it's like it's the treat at the end of the meal.
Yeah, I'd still eat it all.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe that analogy doesn't work. We use
I
cigarettes
get what
then.
you mean.
Yeah.
I get what you mean.
It just
Um,
he's not developed. Johnny Silverhand sucks as a character. I'm not in love with Cyberpunk, but I keep going back into it because I want it
mm,
to be good, and I keep thinking there's going to be a patch that comes out that fixes all of these structural errors with the game, which is not going to happen.
no,
No.
no. I want to be optimistic and I want to say, yeah, there's a great game underneath it all and they can do it, but
Pretty deep underneath, if you ask me.
yeah, really hidden deep down.
My God, you're gonna
It's
need
a
to
good
shovel
game.
and excavate. Get Indiana Jones in here and tell him it's a lost artifact. And even he'll be
Yeah.
like, "This isn't a good plot for a movie. I'm gonna go find aliens," and that'll be that. Have you, Cameron, were you ever into Indiana Jones at all?
I've watched them all. I wouldn't say I was like as into them as, James Bond or whatever, but I've seen them all.
Okay,
Yeah.
I very much enjoy Indiana Jones. I think that
Yeah.
his character. I love those like adventure stories, and wandering a boot with a whip
A
and
boot.
whipping people. Just a boot. Just wandering around with a boot, eh? What you got there?
Yeah, I
You
think you're mixing
No, I'm
British
not.
and Canadian there.
I'm British Canadian, eh? You want to go down? You want to go down to the pub and watch some fucking hockey? You minge. What the fuck you talking about?
Oh wow.
Is minge a common? This is completely off topic. Is minge a common word in the UK?
No.
Okay, it must be Ireland then, because I hear it used too much in some places, and I didn't know what it meant for a while. And I was like, "What?"
Now you do.
Now you do. Now I do, and I'm just like, "Great."
Doesn't is it Amanda Seyfried? Is that how you say your name? She's got a tattoo of the word minge.
Uh-oh.
That's a fun little fact for you.
Well, there you go. That's our fun little fact of the day.
Fun little fact of the day.
What a tattoo to get. Like, Cam, if you were ever to get a tattoo.
I mean, I've got 3.
Well, oh, you have 3 tattoos? I didn't know that.
Yeah, did you not know that?
No, what tattoos do you have?
One on my wrist. Can you see it?
I can. It's a little
fake. Yeah, it's fake. I don't want to bring it forward and knock the very professional setup I've got going on. I've got mine and my mum's birth flowers.
Okay.
And I've got Carpe Diem tattooed on my foot, which killed.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. And then I've got a big one of a bird on my thigh.
There you go.
There you go. I want more, but at the minute, like all the tattoo places are closed.
Well, it'll give you more time to think about it. Get a really cool one.
Oh, I know what I want.
Oh, what do you
I know
want
what
to
I want. I want to get a deer, sort of like on my calf near my ankle.
Wait, you want to get Medea, Tyler Perry's Medea on your ankle?
A deer.
Oh, a deer?
A deer.
A deer.
You know, the animal.
A deer?
A deer.
Oh my god. You say it like a British person.
Who'd have thought?
Oh, it's like over here it's just deer. But you add a little
It's the same word.
You add a little lilt to a deer. Like that.
A deer.
Yeah, see? Do you see what you're doing a little bit? And it's like here it's just like deer. It's like
deer.
very, very like
you
just...
have a harder R, whereas I have a
yeah.
British people have a deer.
Well, a deer would be cool.
Thanks.
Deers are neat.
Yeah.
Dear Maria, count me in. Am I right? If anyone knows what that's a reference to.
Sorry if I keep looking over there, by the way, my hamster's out, so I keep.
Oh, good. I have the same thing. My
eye.
California raisin plushie is out,
and beautiful.
Roman. That thing is my brother keeps sending pictures of it to his friends on Snapchat.
It's terrifying.
It's pretty creepy. My other brother Tim, who works on the channel as our little sponsor grabber guy, he found it at a flea market and got it for me for my birthday because he knows I like weird stuff. I've got like 2 Alf dolls up there and like an old Garfield doll.
Yeah, it's really disturbing.
It's creepy as hell. I don't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
Except put a Seattle Seahawks hat on it and just put it
in
CRT.
Different places all the time.
That's what I was
Don't tell anyone.
We had a run of videos where it was just on my bed staring out. So
yeah, it disturbed me greatly.
Ugh. I'm gonna move my head so I don't have to look at it anymore.
Now it looks like cool. It's...
Speaking of tattoos, if I were to get a tattoo, I have a plan for mine. I want to get... have you ever listened to Led Zeppelin?
I mean, yeah, but not religiously, like...
That's fair. I really like Led Zeppelin.
That's
They're one of my favorite bands, just behind Rush, which I have a poster of behind me. But I either want to get Led Zeppelin's Icarus little logo thing that they have.
Okay, I'll look it up so I know for certain what you're talking about.
Oh, it looks sick. It's just Icarus flying too close to the sun and falling down with his wax wings.
Very nice.
It's pretty neat. Or I want to get the star symbol from Rush's album. I actually don't know what album it's from because I'm a poser when it comes to Rush. But it's the one where the guy is like blinded by stardom.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean. Would you get it in color or black and white?
I'd probably go black and white.
Yeah.
Nice straight. Get it on my shoulder. Be like, hey, look at this.
Big or
small? Probably we'll go medium.
Medium.
We'll go medium.
Nice.
I think
I'll go medium. Yeah.
That'd be a cool one. Speaking of cool ones, we have actually a word from our sponsor today.
Do we actually?
We do. And this one, I've gotten prepared for it. We'll put in a little music right here.
Okay.
Hey, everybody. This is the Tuesday show. Today, we have a very special sponsor. We have Jim's UK Emporium for all your UK needs. Now, I believe Cammie has perused this store quite a bit. They have all different sorts of things. They have beer steins. They have James Bond themed rugs you can get where it's Sean Connery and his mouth is like he's about to say yes, like that. It's got busts of all your favorite UK celebrities, like the cast of the IT Crowd, the Queen, and that big Ferris wheel they got there. Don't forget about you can also get some of their delicious food, crumpets, kebabs, and don't forget about tea. You can get all that stuff at the ukstudioemporium.com. Use discount code JOLLYGOOD and you'll get 15% off. Kim, have you ever shopped at this store? She's in shock from the low prices.
Oh, yeah.
So once again, the discount code JOLLYGOOD. Back to the podcast. Well, that sounds like a great sponsor, I think. Yeah, they're pretty
good. For one split second, I thought you were being serious.
No, this is the first. We're not gonna have a sponsor on a first episode.
I know, that's why I was in such shock, and why it was a split second, and then I was like, "Oh, what jokes are you gonna tell?"
No, yeah, it shouldn't be some nonsense about.
Yeah, what jokes are gonna be this time? I don't mind. I don't mind people joking about Britain. Some people get kind of het up about it, don't they?
It's all that patriotism stuff, where they're like, "Oh, you can't make fun of my country. I live there." It's like, but there's a lot of funny stuff going on. Shut up. No, there isn't. It's killing your sense of humor for the sake of liking where you are, I guess. So
learn to make a joke about it. It's funny.
It is funny. It's super funny.
Come on.
Someone commented on one of my videos, Adult Swim. And that was about it. You guys have Adult Swim over in the UK?
Yeah.
Okay. But you also have Channel 4.
Yeah.
What the hell is Channel 4? Is that like your equivalent to like CBS or one of those networks, like just basic network TV?
Yeah. You're asking me now. Yeah.
I don't know, because...
Channel 4 and Channel 5.
Okay.
Trying to remember... I've got to be honest, I don't tend to watch Channel 4 or Channel 5 that much.
Oh.
I know.
Probably okay.
Shock horror. I mainly just watch Netflix.
Oh, well, there you go. That'll get it done.
Yeah. I'll tell a lie. The one thing I do watch on Channel 4 is Gogglebox.
No idea what that is. It sounds British.
It's... Right, I think if you were ever to try and explain British culture and British humour to anyone, you would just show them Gogglebox. It's essentially a TV programme of real people watching the TV of the week. Okay. And like reacting to it. It's hilarious. And I know it doesn't sound all that entertaining, like watching people watch telly. Oh my God, it's so funny.
I mean, people are listening to us talk about people that watch television, so...
Yeah, okay.
Entertainment's taken some wild turns these past few years.
I mean, it really has.
It's gotten crazy. People make money off of watching trailers on YouTube, and then some of them get really, like, they call it art. I don't think... not to bet, maybe there is, like, a reaction guy out there that makes it art, but... On YouTube, I feel that most people that are doing reaction videos are the people that... Here, I'll do an impression. Cammie, why don't you act like you're in a trailer, like a very, very narrative-driven trailer with a lot of dialogue, and I'll react to it. Go.
Oh my God. You killed my husband?
Oh! Whoa! Whoa! Then he pauses the video. Whoa! Oh my God! And then presses play. And then you keep going. Oh, it was quiet! What the hell?
Intense pause. This is why our meetings take so long.
Pretty much, yeah.
You just say something and I'll just laugh at it for half an
Well,
hour.
it's like that's what it is. That's what those reactions like for people to call that art. It's like that's a stretch upon stretching. Like that's as far as you can stretch it as you can. Maybe it is your art form and you do something really creative with it. I have not found a lot of the mainstream ones that do it are basically that. It's like people watching Star Wars trailers. Oh my god, the Millennium Falcon, Han Solo, Luke Skywalker. It's incredible. That's not
What
how they
accent is
talk.
that?
That's
It's
people not knowing.
incredible.
It's someone that doesn't know what it is, but still wants to get the views and money from watching a trailer.
Nice.
Oh my gosh, they're going into space in their
Spice.
spaceship.
No fucking way.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
This, I don't know. Maybe there is. I want to. If someone out there listening to this knows about a reaction channel that they would consider art, let us know in the comments below. I'd love to check them out and support them. But my god. And speaking of support, I had an idea because I got us a little music and stuff as a little lead-in for the podcast. We
Nice.
actually did. I didn't tell you about this right away because I didn't want to worry you. But we lost a bit
Oh
of
god.
footage off the podcast already from an OBS problem. But I didn't tell you because I didn't want any down spirits. But that's okay because this has been going really well despite that. We kept the momentum without keeping the footage that gained the momentum. So you're just getting the best of the best right now. But I had this idea. If there's anyone out there that creates stuff, if you make music, if you make art, anything like that, and you'd like it to be shared on here, I'd love to do a segment like that. There's some podcasts where they like get small musicians who are making music, and they use that as like the lead-in music and give them a shout out. I think that'd be really cool. So if you make
That would be really cool.
and you want us to see it,
let us know.
Yeah, just let us know. I'd totally be down for that. I'd love for this series to be like a little like. Of course, we're just talking about a bunch of random crap, but we can also spotlight your random crap and talk about it and be like, that was really cool. Go check out this person and what they create.
And if there's any specific random crap you want us to talk about,
yeah, we could get
as well.
Tell
us.
Well, like
what random crap you want to hear about.
This is pretty random, but I noticed in one of our recent videos, a video coming out here pretty soon on the Sony PlayStation State of Play, you brought up that you had seen Oldboy. I've never met anybody that's actually seen Oldboy before.
This is gonna show me up a little bit. I haven't seen all of it.
No, me too.
Okay, good. Okay, good.
I wanted to watch it with subtitles, and anytime the only time I've made it through a whole subtitle movie was it was Akira and Parasite. I made it through both of those.
I so want to watch Parasite. I need to find somewhere to watch it.
Oh, they got it on Hulu.
Hulu, okay.
It's pretty. I don't know why the hell they sold it to Hulu, but
yeah,
it's definitely worth watching. It's a fantastic
I heard really
movie.
good things. I'm very down with watching subtitle things.
Oh yeah, I'm down. For whatever reason though, with Oldboy, everything about it was amazing, but I think the subtitles was like, I want to watch how well it's filmed and all that.
Yeah.
And every once in a while I'm glancing down at the subtitles, and it just took me out of it a bit, and I was like, damn it, and I stopped watching it. But I love that movie.
Do you know the twist at the end?
I think so. He was a young boy the whole time. Actually, let's not. Of all the things we spoiled today, which I don't even know.
Let's not spoil that one.
Let's not spoil that one, because the original Oldboy, from what I've seen, because we both haven't finished it, is tremendous. And I'll probably go back and rewatch it, so next week I can be like, I finally finished it, and we can be like,
I need to find it.
So watch the original Oldboy, but there's a remake of Oldboy.
Do not watch that one.
I made it all the way through that one, and I'm ashamed of that because it was actually like painful to watch.
I'm interested. What's the worst film you've ever seen?
Oh, okay. Like funny worst or like worst?
Worst.
It's a film called Selfie Dad, and it's a
already.
I can know right away. You. I've seen a lot of bad stuff because I watch a lot of movies. I watch a lot of B movies, stuff like that. Selfie Dad is pretty competently filmed. If they were making a Viagra commercial. Like,
wow.
It looks exactly like that. It's got the really flat shots, the really bright lighting, like really white rooms. And I really like the concept of the movie seemed kind of interesting because I go on these Christian film benders because I grew up a Christian kid. My youth group would show us a lot of Christian movies. And every once in a while with Christian movies, you get like some really good stuff. Like interesting. I wouldn't say interesting movies, but like interesting moments. There's like I don't like the
Mm.
God's Not Dead series very much, but there's this one scene where it's like the kid debating with his teacher about something about like God is real or whatever. And like they did this thing where the teacher has a microphone and it's like symbolism for him silencing the kid and his opinions because he has the stand. Like that was a really
Mm.
interesting moment. Rest of that movie, not very good. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen, but Selfie Dad is about
Selfie
like
Dad's the worst.
it's about like this Christian comedian. And as a person who's done stand-up comedy,
Oh, I think you've mentioned it.
yeah, he's like
Yeah.
it opens up with like one of his stand-up bits, and it's pretty funny. Like I won't spoil it here because it's the only good part of the entire movie if you force yourself to watch it. But it's pretty funny, and I was like, that's a great bit, like perfect. Like I got my hopes high for the movie, and then I got into it. He's an editor for like a production company. I was like, I'm an editor for a guy. I can relate to this
For a
character.
guy.
I've done stand up comedy. I love telling jokes. This is like perfect. And it is so tone deaf because the plot of the movie is he realizes he can make money off YouTube, basically. And he's so goddamn funny that everyone clicks with him right away and he starts spreading the word of the Lord through
God.
YouTube. And they can't actually say YouTube, so it's got some really stupid name. It's like shockingly stupid, I remember. And it's just really slowly paced, really uninteresting. And instead of just, because he's a funny guy, like his stand-up comedy is pretty dang funny.
Mm.
Instead of just letting him tell jokes, they decided to edit it into a montage. And when you're making a movie about an editor and a stand-up comedian, the last thing you want to do is make a montage of stand-up comedy because stand-up comedy is very rhythmic and playing off the
Mm.
audience. And he's also in front of a camera doing it for YouTube, so you already have a problem. And he's like saying like the punchlines to his jokes without any lead into them. Then he has the lead into some jokes. None of it works at all, and it's just mind-numbingly boring and impossible to watch. It's terrible.
Did you make it all the way through?
No.
Wow.
Maybe it redeemed itself at some point, but I got
I
like
highly
40
doubt
minutes
it.
in. It was $4 to rent.
Too much.
Too much. I freaking
$4 too much.
Bad Taste was free. Peter Jackson's old movie. Bad Taste is worth your money. That movie's incredible. It's like a little
Worth your money, and it was free.
It was free. It's on Amazon Prime Video. You can get it there. I won't spoil anything here. It is just incredible, that movie. No joke, a fantastic movie I just stumbled upon. Made by Peter Jackson, who went on, of course, to do Lord of the Fellas. So keep that in mind. And it's in New Zealand as well, because he's from there. So there you go. Watch Bad Taste, not Selfie Day. But Cammy, what's the worst movie you've ever seen?
Probably Holmes and Watson. Have you seen it? Have you heard of it?
I have seen Holmes and Watson. And I like John C. Reilly. I
Same.
like Will Ferrell.
Same.
That movie was
God awful in it.
It's the amalgamation of everything not funny.
Yes, I hated it. Hated it.
So are you like, because you're in the UK, is Sherlock Holmes like a pretty big deal? Because you guys have Sherlock, that show on BBC.
Yeah.
And that's like niche over here almost.
Is it?
It's
oh my
like,
God,
yeah, like you're cool. It's like Doctor Who. It's like you're cool if you watch this, but like Doctor Who's definitely more like, it's like lower than Star Trek on the nerd, I guess, thermometer.
Yeah, over here, I mean, I'm a really big fan of Sherlock. It's sort of what got me into like studying film and TV anyway. But aside from me just liking it, it's a massive deal. Like it's on the main channel, like BBC One. It would be on New Year's Day, and like tens of millions of people watch it, I think, at its height. And like, have you seen it?
I have seen a good few episodes of it. I did enjoy it. It's got the little Hobbit guy in it. It's got Doctor Strange in it.
Yeah. Yep.
I know their names, but I'm not going to say them.
That's what they're known for. Hobbit guy and Doctor Strange.
Martin Freeman and Benedict, come and get it.
Yep. But like, I don't want to spoil what happens, but you know, there's people would graffiti around St. Bart's where a certain event happens, um, saying we believe in Sherlock Holmes. And for 2 whole years after a certain event happens, everyone, like, it was all people could talk about. I was in school at the time, and people would sit in class and like hypothesize how this character did it.
Oh, that's so. I love stuff like that when it
It
showed
was
like.
that level of good.
Oh, that's
And I
great.
mean, like, even like the Robert Downey Jr. films, they did pretty well. Even now, I think they replay the old Granada series from I don't even know when, but my mum's mum watched it.
Oh
So
wow.
they still replay that. You Sherlock, the books, Sherlock Holmes books will still be like pretty much front and center in a lot of bookstores. So it's a big deal. So Holmes and Watson insults my very core.
Your entire culture, it just stomps
Entire
on it.
culture hated it. Oh my goodness. Like I started watching it with my boyfriend, and he's one of these people who normally will get through a whole film. Like, even if it's not very good, he'll sit through it. And 15 minutes in, he just, I can't do this. I just can't do this. And then I put it on again. I think when I was writing my dissertation, because I just wanted some noise in the background.
Right.
Oh my goodness. It gets worse. I don't even know how that's possible, but it gets worse. I
Well, like
hated it.
Will Ferrell and John C. Riley have like some really stupid humor, like
Yeah.
in Step Brothers and
Mm.
Talladega Nights, and like they sometimes it works, sometimes it's so stupid it works, but
But
this was
you
like
can't be stupid with someone whose main characteristic is their intelligence.
right, and you need like the everyman too. Like
Can't
the
do
movie didn't
that.
have anything to balance it out. It was just two idiots nonstop,
Yeah.
not being funny, but they're very convinced that they're being funny. So it's almost like you reach a point like where they
Oh,
tell a joke and you're like, "Fuck you, my god!" Like they don't understand. Like
it was so painful.
that's a good pick.
Hated it. Thanks.
That's an excellent
Thank you.
pick. I'm guessing not a lot of people have seen Selfie Dead, but I'm guessing a good amount of people have seen Holmes and Watson. But my god, that movie sucks.
I can't even think of one that comes close to it.
Oh, watch Selfie Dad.
Mm.
Selfie Dad will get you there.
Mm.
That one is
Mm.
because the thing about Christian movies too, not to bash on Christianity or anything, but Christian movies in particular, like I said, they're ones with really good moments. I have yet to find one that's like just really good
Mm.
all the way through. Like the closest I would say is Joe versus the Volcano, and that's not even a Christian movie. That's just
So
Tom
random.
Hanks, and it's got God in it at some points. So it's interesting and it's really well shot. Joe versus Volcano is awesome. But they do this thing where they justify pandering and being lazy for spreading the word of the Lord. Where the best way to do that would be to make something good, right? Like you want to like
Mm.
pull people into like a really interesting story, and then that gets them. But no, you need something that you can show from ages 3 to 90 that's unoffensive, very basic. And when they get edgy with it, because I saw an edgy Christian film, mind you. All right, I watched
Oh,
To Save a Life,
damn.
which the only reason I watched it was because I heard through the grapevine that a certain Steven Crowder was in the movie, who's like a
Mm.
big conservative, I guess YouTuber over here. I don't follow him at all. I saw some clips of him and I was like, that's kind of strange. Whatever, no opinions on it here. But just he was in the movie and I was like, huh. I wonder what this is like. And the plot of the movie is, and these are not spoilers, this is the actual plot of the movie. And prepare, I know this might be a touchy subject. We're talking about Christian movies, religion, and now also we're bringing up that the movie is about a kid who's an outcast from one of his friends. His friend's very cool, very well accepted, and this other kid saves his life at one point. Like pushes him out of the way of the car, but he gets hit by the car and is like crippled for the rest of his life and has a limp. And this kid becomes an outcast and tries to shoot up the school in this Christian film. And the way he shoots up the school is he goes into it, he shoots into the air twice, and then kills himself. And the way they present it is so offensive and incredibly tone deaf and just uncaring for like people that have actually like been in that situation or have had people that had like friends or family members that died or were in school shootings. And the whole like the way they justify it basically is if he had believed in God, that would not have happened.
Oh.
It is and like there's the character development for it is basically the main character is he's a good guy, but he just hasn't found God yet. And by the end of the movie, he's a good guy and he found God now. Holy, like it is beyond terrible. And I just watched it because Steven Crowder was in it. And I was like, can he act? Kinda. He's not terrible in it, but it's like it's kind of funny to see him as like a 20-year-old in the movie, and you're like, man, that guy grew up to be on YouTube, and as he says, fighting PC culture or whatever. And it's like, well, great job. You started with one of the most that's probably one of the most like offensively bad movies I've seen.
Yeah.
Where it's just so tone deaf.
I can't think of one I've seen that's that tone deaf.
I don't think there. I wouldn't even recommend. Actually, I might recommend watching it just to understand that there are people in the industry, like as bad as movies can be, there are people who make bad movies but will also abuse the format for their own personal needs, which is what makes it extra bad. And I'm actually watching it in a couple of days with a group of friends because they didn't believe me. They didn't believe
it could be that bad.
Because Steven Crowder's also pretty big over here. Like, a lot of people have heard of him. And so to know that he was in a Christian film at some point, people immediately think this is going to be the funniest thing ever. They're not prepared for what this movie is going to do. It's got, like, some really laughable editing and, like, montage sequences. And they play things off, so it's just so tone deaf. You can't. There's no redemption for it, and it's just to make money. You can buy a license for it for like $300 to show at your youth group over here, and it's like it's very. You can buy clips of the movie to show at your youth group. Like they were making it specifically to sell it to churches, so they would show it. It is.
That pains me.
It is ridiculously bad. Well, with horrifying, somewhat controversial movies out of the way. We're racing towards the end here of our first episode of the Tuesday show. Like we said, if you have anything that you want to share with the show, any art, maybe a game you're working on, music you're making, if you make your own critiques, Luke did a video on how to make your own critiques at some point, and he was like, give it a try, we'll check it out. Like, it's like, I might not have time for it. We might have time for it, guaranteed. We could definitely check it out and give you some love, no problem. It's not sub for sub. I'll tell you that. Do you know what sub for sub is, Cammy?
Subscribe for subscribe, right?
Pretty much. In the early days when I was starting up my YouTube channel, it was like, see?
I got it right.
You know the nomenclature. In the early days, there's like these channels dedicated to like, if you subscribe to me, I'll subscribe to you. And that's like how you built up subscribers, except it never worked because those people aren't watching your content. They're just subscribed. It's empty. That's not what we're doing here. What we'll do is we'll check out your stuff, maybe leave you some feedback. That's no problem for us. It's not going out of our way to see something that someone has worked on and give constructive criticism or just overall praise or say we hated it. That's just something we can do.
I mean, that's how me and Luke met. I said, please look at my stuff. And he went, it's not terrible.
Oh, he the day you showed it to him and he like looked at it, he emailed it to me and was like, look at this. And I like read through it all and I was like, this is really, really good. Who is this? And he was like, he's like, I want to make this person our new writer. And I was like, cool. He's like, she's in the UK. And I was like, well, this is going to be a hoot.
Yeah. It was lucky that I have no life. So I was like, yeah, I can do whatever hours. It doesn't bother me.
Nice and flexible. We can get a lot of stuff done.
Yeah. I have nothing to do.
And it's worked out great. We're having a great time. We're making good content. I feel like if this was unwatchable for some reason, we did. Like I said, we lost a little bit of footage, and you guys missed out on my escape to Africa rant. Pirates of the Caribbean. It's okay.
No.
We'll just that's just topics we can touch on later. in
Yeah.
other episodes. If you want to hear my rant on Escape to Africa, let me know down in the comments
There are plot
below.
holes and Jacob feels strongly
I'm
about them.
very upset about. Also, if you want to hear my thoughts on the Santa Claus movies, I can talk about those. Do you want to wrap
Same.
up? We talked about, you know what? Let's talk about the Santa Claus movies. It's not
Oh,
Christmas,
yes.
but after talking about the
Who
Save a Life and all
cares?
these Christian movies, let's
Let's talk
lighten it
about
up a bit with Tim Allen.
Christmas.
Yeah. All right. So, what do you think of the Santa Claus trilogy?
They are my childhood Santa Claus films. Like when I was a kid, those were the films you watched at Christmas.
There you go.
So they hold a very special place in my heart. Like when I picture Santa Claus, that I picture Tim Allen.
You picture Tim Allen? That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
He does. He makes a great Santa Claus. Like,
He's a great Santa.
he doesn't make like Tim Allen's fallen under some fire. Now we're getting negative again. Jesus Christ, Tim Allen.
Stop.
Shape up, Tim Allen. That's all I'll say. But the Santa Claus movies are like the first one I got to see with like my family this year for Christmas, like in theaters, because we live in a town where there's like 10 cases of COVID or something like that. Very small town. Nothing happens here. There's no traffic or anything. We've had I don't think we've had any big outbreaks. No, like over like filling our hospital or anything. Very small. Things have been all but normal. Everyone wears their masks for the most part, and you just go about your day. And it's like normal life almost up here still. So we were able to go see it in theaters. And then I remember,
I'm so jealous right now.
I know. But I remember,
God damn it.
There's 2 more movies. And when I was a kid, we watched the third one a lot because my mother loves Martin Short. And Martin Short is Jack Frost in that movie. Yeah. And oh my God, that third movie, after rewatching it, is like horrifyingly bad. Like
it's not great. I mean,
I love Martin Short and I love Steve Martin. I love that pairing. Steve Martin is not in that movie, so I can't get the joy of that pairing. So it's just Martin Short, and I love Martin Short singularly. I've read his autobiography. I've seen a lot of his early work. I've seen him on SNL when he was doing that for like a year. He's tremendous. But as Jack Frost, like, I wasn't expecting like Taxi Driver level character building. I was just expecting him to be like, "Hello, it's me, Jack Frost." I can't do a very good Martin Short.
No, you can't.
Maybe I can find it. Hold on. Hello, I'm Martin Short. I'm Jack Frost. It doesn't work. You can't do it.
It doesn't. It's not great.
If that hurts someone deep down inside, specifically Martin Short, just know I love you, and I will always care for you, but not as Jack Frost. And then I remember the second movie, my parents wouldn't let me watch it.
Why?
I didn't know why. Until I saw it. And the plot of the movie, for those of you who don't know, Santa Claus 2, Santa Claus must find a wife. That's
the Mrs. Claus.
The Mrs. Claus. The Escape Clause. Which is...
Exactly.
Is that the third movie's subtitle?
Yeah, the third one's the Escape Clause.
What an amazing thing. There was that meme
Genius.
going around where it was just that mixed in with other movies. It's like The Green Mile to The Escape Clause. Like, that'd be an incredible movie. But
beautiful,
and it's a great pun as well. But that second movie, it's like, I must find a wife or I can't be Santa anymore, and my kid will only love me if I'm Santa Claus. And it's like that, but that's never resolved. He's not like, I love you no matter what, Dad. It is like, Dad, if you're not Santa Claus, what are you gonna do? Like, I'm gonna go hang out.
I don't want you if you're not Santa.
Yeah, be Santa Claus, Dad. That's what the first movie was about. And it's like, so then it's like, I have to go find my wife. And he goes on this like harrowing journey. And then there's a robot Santa or whatever. And the robot Santa's like, Christmas. It's like, everyone's naughty. And everyone, like, it's the Futurama thing with the evil Santa Claus, where he kills everyone instead of giving them a coal. And I was like, this could be a fun idea. But Tim Allen's character in it, he meets like the lady, she loves Christmas. You know the She Loves Christmas lady? That girl's character?
Carol?
What's wrong with Carol? You're Santa Claus. You're Santa Claus. What's wrong with... He's like there and he's like, oh, she loves Christmas too much. Sometimes I need a break. You are goddamn Santa Claus. You don't get a break. Your life is this one day a year. And you don't want to have someone that's like excited about it and loves
Oh, you're
Christmas.
not talking about Carol. You're talking about the one that sings in the middle of the restaurant.
Yeah, that lady. What's wrong with her? What's wrong with Tim Allen?
Is this the time to mention that the second one is probably my favorite?
Oh, yeah. All right, justify what they say. I don't understand. He's like, so, like, I get what they're doing. They're like trying to set up, it's like, you gotta, it doesn't matter if she's like into what you're into. It just matters if you get along. And he's like, oh. There's like a point where like you're thinking like Santa Claus is sitting there thinking like, fuck Christmas. I don't want to hear about this anymore. You're Santa Claus. For God's sake.
Calm down.
It is.
Calm down.
He's so mean about it. She's like doing all this Christmas stuff that you would see in like other Christmas movies, like Elf, where they like all start singing, and he's like, "Ugh."
Wouldn't that creep the shit out of you though? If you went on a first date and someone had your face on their t-shirt and a neck bracelet with your face on it, and then they just started singing loudly in front of your face.
If I was Santa Claus, I'd be horny out of my mind. I'd be losing it. I'm Santa Claus, for God's sake. How many people do you meet that are like, you're like this big fat oaf that like brings joy to children, and you're like hobbling around all day, and you're like, if only I had if I don't get a wife, I'm not gonna get to be this big jolly guy anymore. And you find a lady that's so into like guys that are big and jolly, and specifically you, the big and jolly guy, and his first reaction is, fuck this person. I don't want to be around this person. I forget what her name is. Anyways, justify why you like Santa Claus too.
I don't have like a proper like critical reason. I think it's just that when I was younger, it was the one I watched the most. So it's the one that gives me the most nostalgia. Like, I'm not saying it's a cinematic masterpiece without flaws.
I think that one flaw made me dislike Santa as a character.
Wow.
Why not? He doesn't even like does he let her down easy? I forget, but I'm pretty sure he's like
it just cuts.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's just like, ugh.
No, he doesn't. He just say like, wow, that was unexpected, like that was a lot. And doesn't she then get kind of pissy that he didn't like suddenly applause for it, and she's like, well, I put in all this effort and I want something to appreciate it, and then she like storms out.
I did all this for you. The least I expect is a little, give and take here. I sing for you, and we get to, we get to have whoopee, as it were. She sings.
Get married.
Yeah, we need to get married and have little Santa Claus kids that all have beards and are elf-sized for a little while.
That's exactly how they work.
But the point I'm making is Santa's like inherently creepy. He has all these kids in his workshop that are elves, and they're all 900 years old. And he's like, I need a wife. And it's like this really strange story. If you're like coming in, it's like if you're not on Earth, it's like a weird place. It's already a weird place. And he goes and he finds this woman who just loves him. Like, specifically. She is in love with Santa Claus, and it's the season of Christmas. She loves his job. She loves how he looks. She loves who he is as a person inherently based on what he does. And maybe he's like, I'm more than just Santa Claus. No, you're not. At no point is he more than Santa. Like, I'm also a dad. It's like, no, you're divorced. Not to say,
wow.
Not to say that the plot of the first movie is he becomes Santa Claus, and that brings him closer to his kid. And his kid basically is like, if you're not Santa Claus, because that's like when he's not Santa Claus, his kid doesn't like him. He becomes Santa Claus because his kid likes him.
Well, his kid doesn't like him in the second one because he's struggling without his dad, and he wants his dad there. And then once his dad is there, his dad starts dating his head teacher, which just would make any kid uncomfortable. But then I think the kid, Charlie, that's his name. Then I think Charlie sort of realizes, it's more important to me that my dad is happy, and being Santa makes him happy, and Carol makes him happy. I think you're being a little harsh.
I might be being a little harsh. All I'm saying is...
A little harsh.
The way
because Carol likes Santa. She says she likes Santa and believes in Santa and loves what he does. It's just that she doesn't go around wearing his face on her top and singing in the middle of a restaurant, creepily, like a
Okay.
creep.
Okay, maybe that's fair. But
I
also
think maybe you need to
maybe
rewatch it
but also I did rewatch it this Christmas. But all that's where all
again.
this anger comes from. It's where
Wow,
I'm like
okay.
Santa Claus is like, "Ugh. I'm sorry everybody. This woman who loves me and I'm looking for a wife or else I'm not going to be Santa Claus anymore. There's a timer on this situation. There's actual like the bad stuff will happen if I don't get a wife. This woman who loves me and would be the quickest option to get married to me and is basically just a more exuberant version of the character I wind up with. Too much. I'm sorry. You love me too much, and that's why I have to let you go.
Maybe she loves the idea of him, but she's so in love with the idea of him, she would never be able to love the real him.
Well, there you go.
So
I
emotional.
never thought it. Santa Claus is deeper than we thought all along. And then
Deeper than you thought. I
Jack
knew.
Frost comes along and makes one of the
Ruins it all.
just a terrible
With
movie.
snow globes turning the North Pole into a theme park.
I'm going to commercialize the North Pole.
Pen that records what you say at just the right moment.
What a
A
series.
little girl whose hugs can literally break Jack Frost.
Boy, yeah, well, it's getting into creepy territory once again. Jesus Christ. I guess the moral of this video is watch the Santa Claus trilogy, make up your own
Yeah,
opinions. Maybe I was being too hard on it, but
I think you were.
maybe I was. I don't.
I think you were.
Maybe I was. I still believe it. Like he handles Santa Claus is kind of a douchebag, kind of a dick mitten. So
I'm not saying he's perfect.
yeah, see,
I'm
Santa
not.
has flaws. He's a more developed
So,
character than we
so,
all thought.
yeah, he's an anti-hero.
He's an anti-hero. He teams up with
You
Deadpool.
know, there's John Wick, there's Deadpool, there's Santa, the big three.
I hate to say it. I know this is off topic. I'm kind of glad Deadpool died out. It kind of
Wow,
fluttered down a bit. I really like the Deadpool movies, but
wow,
some people were really into it to the point where
wow.
I was just like, that's a bit too much Deadpool for. It's like when people got like too into the Avengers, and it's just or too into the Justice League's probably the best example, where they're like
Wow, yeah.
it can do no wrong.
I
Deadpool was
don't
lucky
agree.
only to have two movies.
I don't agree when people are like, so and so can do no wrong. But I think if you genuinely love something and are that passionate about something, like, good for you. Good for you for finding something that you love that much.
See, once again, I was too cynical, but I
You
am.
are too cynical.
I don't know why I'm so cynical about these things.
It's the years age difference. You're gonna grow up so
Yeah,
much in this year.
in 1 year I'll be like a scholar, and I'll be like, oh,
A godly,
we'll,
godly human.
we'll release a team up video of like the deeper meaning of the Santa Claus trilogy that's like 4 hours long, of
I
us
am
like
so
studying it.
down for
Do you want to
that.
make that? Do you want to
I
work
mean,
on that?
I would. We should probably do it around Christmas though.
Let's fuck it. We'll start now and just flesh it out a whole
Wow.
bunch.
Let's do every Christmas film.
Oh, that'd be good too. Well, now we have a course of
Elf.
action too. I'd love to do Elf.
Yeah.
White Christmas is a good fun movie.
Yeah. Miracle on 34th Street.
I've never seen it.
You should see it right now.
It's March. Actually, to be more exact, it's March 2nd,
It
2021.
is.
And this is the end of the Tuesday show. What'd you think? Let us
Bye.
know in the comments. That's it. We're done. Honestly, if I'm being honest, the Tuesday show will probably come out on Wednesdays. Didn't think that far ahead
It's fine. It's
because
still called the Tuesday Show.
it's still the Tuesday show. We'll do it on Sunday if we have to. Fuck you. Have a nice day.
Yeah.
Watch the Santa
Bye.
Claus.
Yeah. Form your own opinions.
Bye.
Bye.